Yo, what up? It's aaronimoses, and this is my third installation of my chakra video. Uncommon information about the chakras, the solar plexus. If you don't know what the solar plexus does, it is Google it. Yeah. Alright, so this is about some uncommon information about the solar plexus. Now, I do say a lot in my videos that the solar plexus is the second most psychic chakra in the chakra system, which is Fendi, Gucci, Louis, Prada. Facts, right? But why is it that way? Why is it so psychic in nature? Because this solar plexus is a doorway for you to be inviting your ancestors, spirit guides, any angels, any demons that you wish to communicate with. Very important, guys, very important. It's very important for drawing in energy and pushing out energy. Very important. What does that sound like? Exactly, sounds like your sixth chakra, right? So let's say if you needed more energy, you've been up all night, you've been partying, but you got a little ritual you gotta attend to, and you don't feel like you can harness enough psychic energy. You can just go to the forest, or you can go to the library or somewhere where people are being very meditative, and you can draw in that ambient psychic energy or ambient sexual energy and store it in your solar plexus chakra, circulate it through you, adjust your breathing a specific way, and you will have a lot more, not only psychic energy, but physical energy. That's gonna wake you up, okay? So the thing about it is, when I work with my ancestors, when I work with my spirit guides, when I work with certain deities and entities, I channel them through my solar plexus, so they can speak through me, they can leave a lot of residual effects. They can touch me, they can change my personality, they can alter my DNA, they leave me little gifts, okay? Things like that. A lot of people like to channel outside energy, external energies through their upper chakras, which I'm like, the highest I would go as far as channeling any entities or any external energies is my heart. I wouldn't really go through the throat. I communicate through the throat. I choose to see them with the third eye, and I choose to feel them out with the crown. Or if they want to give me some real uncommon information, yes, I will let them pour the information into my crown chakra, and then I circulate it. But no, I don't channel these energies through my upper chakras. That's just not what I do. But maybe I don't know everything in the world, obviously. But yeah, that's why it's so psychic, because it's very good for not only for intake, but output. All right. And it's really good for channeling your ancestors, your spirit guide, any external forces, letting them speak through you, letting them change your DNA, leaving you little gifts, things like that, man. So, facts. So nextly, that was two. I actually grouped it together. But yes, your solar plexus is extremely psychic. When you feel that gut feeling, that is more so from an extension of the solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra extension is for you to find out what it does. I told you about the sacral chakra. And yeah, a lot of people don't really talk about the solar plexus chakra extension, so yeah, you're not gonna get that from me for a reason. And then lastly, I want to tell you, when you do have your desires in your sacral chakra, you have your primal instincts to survive, but the combination of your desires and your primal instincts, what is that? That is that thirst, that is that raw, fiery drive, okay? Because of course, the solar plexus is ruled by fire. This is the human thirst to get what you want, okay? It's very important to creativity, your solar plexus. Not as important as your sacral chakra to creativity, because your sacral chakra, of course, sexual energy, creative energy, But at the same time, you do have to understand, this is, out of all of the chakras, I would have to say your solar plexus chakra is, of course, the most human, in my opinion. Your solar plexus chakra is what keeps you grounded to your root chakra. That's just how I would describe it. So you do have to understand, this is where a lot of that greed comes from, not necessarily addiction, that is a root chakra, but something when you have that burning desire, that is that little piece of temptation that makes you want to have more, that piece of that little piece that just keeps you insatiable. That's some solar plexus stuff. So if you ever have a problem with motivation, if you ever have a problem with your relationships where you feel like I like this chick or I like this dude, but it's just something. It's not there. It's not there anymore. And it's not always that you don't like them or they do something to turn you off, or they just annoy you. You might just be having solar plexus imbalances, because I've definitely experienced that where I'm like, this conversation is dry, or like I love her. It's just something. It's just a disconnect. Like I feel the heart. But you know, that's some solar plexus stuff, bro. Because you're probably just in your head. You're probably just not even in your body. That thirst is just not there. And there's nothing wrong with being a little thirsty. And I don't mean thirsty like desperate, but just that dry, that taste, that smell of blood in the air is just not there for you. But that is definitely some solar plexus stuff. You need that desire, you need that inspiration, you need that motivation. It's not always about the ego, and the ego is not always a bad thing, because if you didn't have the ego, you would be not alive, because the ego is the goal setter. The ego is the protector. The ego is the one that keeps you alive. The ego is the one that puts your hands out when you're falling on your face, about to chip your tooth on the concrete, okay? So don't let these other people tell you there's a need to destroy your ego. You don't have to be an asshole. You don't have to be arrogant. You don't have to be entitled, selfish, and greedy like 80% of people are. But you do need an ego, or we wouldn't know anything about you, and you wouldn't be intelligent enough to watch this video, especially this long. But it is what it is, and it's not what it's not. Man, it's Aaron Moses on the bang, you the bang, we the bang. Together, your main labels in the breath, breathe it on,